You're watching Appalachian Axeworks on YouTube.
Alright, welcome back to the channel. Alright, a couple weeks ago I showed off this Imperial Diamond Edge 2-blade folding hunter. This knife belonged to my granddad, and I mentioned in that video a couple things about it. I was able to sort of determine the date. So I narrowed it down between 1967 and 1975 or 76-ish. So a couple things, the tank stamp is the 55 to 83 or whatever it is tank stamp, and then but Imperial didn't start using the Diamond Edge copyright until 67, and then I remember my granddad having this knife in the mid 70s, so like 75, 76. So that's how I was able to determine, 67 to 75, something like that. So, but it's a beautiful knife. I hadn't cleaned it up or anything. My granddad passed away in the early 90s. I got this knife. I've had it since then. It rode around in my top dresser drawer ever since then. I've had the same exact dresser for the whole time. It's been in that drawer. So, and so I did actually clean it up a little bit. I didn't do a lot to it. I wiped it down. I didn't sharpen it or anything. I don't plan on carrying it or using it or anything. I really just did a little cleanup on it just to preserve it, but it turned out really nice. Even though it's got a little pitting and got its, patina. I mean, my granddad carried this every day in his pocket, so, and he used it a lot. So it has those wear marks, but it's still a beautiful knife. And I mentioned in that video that I wanted to get one for myself that I could, carry and use and not have to worry about losing or breaking his knife. So I was able to find one for myself. Found this one here. This one is in really great shape. It's identical to my granddad's knife except for the lanyard hole, which, not sure when that happened or how it happened, but one thing I did notice with my granddad's, if you look in here in the liner, there are holes punched in the brass liners on both sides for a lanyard hole. This one just doesn't have it. So I don't know if that was something they put on some. They didn't put, say there was an A model and a B model or something like that. So, but they're identical knives other than that. And this one, the one that I found, was basically, I mean, now that I've got it all cleaned up, it really looks new old stock. I mean, it even had some of that funky yellow factory oil that they put in them. So, but it's a beautiful knife. I cleaned it up when I got it. It was pretty dirty, but it's in great shape. And it's like I said, it's got the lanyard hole, but I cleaned it up real nicely. And it's the only thing I haven't done to it yet is I haven't sharpened it yet, but I got it cleaned up otherwise. But it's in great shape. It was never. I don't think this knife was ever used or carried. So, I mean, there's no patina on it. So, really, no patina, no wear marks, no scratch marks. I mean, it's really nice looking. So I'm very pleased that I was able to find a nice example of my granddad's knife. So now my next thing is, because this is a pretty stout knife. I mean, it's let's see, let's get a measuring stick here. So you're talking about 5.5 inches in length closed. That's a pretty healthy pocket knife. So I want to make a sheath for this. I just have to determine, what kind of sheath. Am I going to make like a pancake sheath like this? Am I going to make a flap sheath like a lot of folding hunters? Like the Buck 110s and stuff like that? Or am I going to have a sheath like this one? Like a fold over style sheath. Not sure. I haven't decided yet. I'm kind of leaning towards a more fold over style and not a flap style, but you know, it's like I said, this is a beautiful example. It even still has the diamond edge, little etching on the blade. Model 322. So, but beautiful example. It's like I said, it needs to be sharpened. Probably need to put a little more oil in the joints, but other than that, it cleaned up really nicely, and I'm very happy that I have my own version of my granddad's everyday carry knife. So really appreciate you stopping by the channel. I wanted to share that with you. I mentioned, you know, those things in that first video, and I thought I'd just let you know I did find one, and it's a beautiful example. It's in great condition, and I'm happy to have it. So appreciate everybody stopping by the channel. Let me know if you have an heirloom knife that was handed down to you, or you inherited from a grandparent or a dad or something like that. Let me know in the comments below what you have, and you know, if you did something similar to me, where you put the heirloom knife away so you don't lose it or break it or ruin it, and you got your own version, or do you carry the heirloom knife? So I'd really be interested to see, you know, what everybody's opinion on that is. But again, I appreciate everybody stopping by the channel. Um, Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new here. If you're an old guy who's been around, and you're one of those guys that watch the videos all the way to the very end, thank you. I appreciate everybody taking a minute out of their day and stopping by the channel. I'll see you on the next one. I think I got a what's in the box video coming up. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.